Today at shopdap.com, we talk about getting your headlights level after lowering a Volkswagen and Audi with Xenon headlights. Okay, so we are talking about Xenon headlights, readjusting them after you lower your car. So when you lower your vehicle and you have Xenon headlights in the back of the vehicle, well, sometimes in the front and the back of the vehicle, there's going to be sensors that actually attach to the control arms. These sensors are ride height sensors if you load your car up so that the headlights adjust. What happens is when you lower your car, it adjusts it, and so your headlights will actually point lower down. Obviously your car is lower, and then you will actually have headlights that are not pointing in the correct direction. So you have to readjust the headlights to make the vehicle obviously able to see at night. So this car, we actually are going to show you that process, and it's super simple. So we're going to be using an OBDeleven, which, if you're not familiar, is a scan tool that we have, which we'll link to in the description below, Android based. And we're going to use that to reset our headlights. And so let's go and start our vehicle. Okay, so we are in our vehicle, and we are going to show you the process for leveling this particular vehicle's headlights. This does vary by vehicle because some cars actually have headlight control modules that you access. This car is going to access through the central electric control module, which on most current Volkswagen Audis, this is actually how you access different lighting features because they're all controlled by the BCM or CECM, or there's a million things that people call it, but the central electric control module is what you would access to do this. So this is actually the procedure that you're going to do to adjust the headlights on your Xenon car. It's important to note that if you don't do this procedure first, you're going to have a situation where you might have a problem where you over adjust your headlights and they actually fall off the adjusters. So it's really important when messing with your headlight adjusters, and we're going to show you that in just a second, that you don't just go in there and start turning the screws until you get your headlights level, because if you go too far, you can knock your headlight off the adjuster, which basically means the inside of the headlight falls off the adjusters and detaches from the outside of the headlight, and then you need to buy a headlight. You probably could reset it if you take your headlight out of your car, heated up the headlights and remove the lenses and then refix the guts, but that is not something I think most people are going to want to mess with. Okay, so if we take a look here, we have our OBDeleven device. We're plugged into the vehicle and connected on our device, on our Samsung tablet here. We're going to hit our blue circle on the bottom right and go to our list of control modules. We're going to go down Central Electric's control module, and we're going to go to basic settings. And it's going to ask you a channel. Now on this vehicle, it's going to be channel 11, and this is going to be your basic settings adaptation value. So basically what this is intended to do is for you to put this vehicle into the service position so that you can adjust the headlights. So you hold this on, and then it will put the vehicle into a service position where you adjust your headlights, and then you're going to adjust them manually and then select it again to know that you're in a good value. Now what happened on this vehicle, because it was lowered, is as soon as we hit that check mark, it readjusted the headlights to a proper level, and we didn't need to mess with the headlights. And I expect that's going to be the case of most people in this circumstance. What you can do is, before you lower your car, maybe pull up to your garage a little ways away and put a tape line where your Xenon headlights actually line up. That's probably the easiest way to make sure you get your headlights back to the same level. But if you haven't done that, obviously you can always compare to another car or something of that nature to make sure you get your headlights at an appropriate level. So what you're going to do is hold the check mark, and we're going to show you what happened when our vehicle actually did do that. Okay, so now we are in the headlight adjustment mode, and we are going to be able to adjust our headlights. And let's go ahead and take a look at that now. Okay, so here we are on our driver's side, and you can see right here, this is where your adjuster is. It's this white guy. This has an Allen key that you put in there, and you can turn it. Now, this is for up and down adjustment. Now, you're going to put it into that control position and make your appropriate adjustments for your headlights, and then save your adjustment. So again, make sure, this is super important, that you don't knock this thing off the adjusters, because if you do, I'm not sure how common it is on S4s, but I know on older vehicles, especially Mark 4s, and then it even happened with Mark 5s, If you adjust off the adjusters, it's extremely hard. Generally, you're going to have to replace the headlight. So that's going to be what you're going to be messing with. And this is the only adjuster on these headlights as far as I know. I don't think there's a side-to-side adjustment. There's only a top to bottom. So if you have another adjustment issue, you may actually have to adjust the headlight mounting itself inside of the assembly, which you're going to have to disassemble, take off the bumper, and adjust the headlight through that method. So that's what we're going to do, and we can go back and finish up the adaptation. Okay, so now we've showed you what to adjust. If you do need to adjust, make sure that you do actually need to, because again, this car we didn't need to after lowering because it reset the level properly and recalibrated everything, and the headlight level was fine after doing so. We're going to go ahead and just hold our check mark again, and it's going to tell you control position adapted. So we have now completed adjusting the headlights on our B8.5 S4. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more like it.